Welcome to Factorio Space Age, the big marathon. I almost said Death World. It's not really a Death World. This is more of a trash world, but it is part 21 of the marathon, of which we are doing a bunch of mod planets. We have a big tech multiplier, which is why all of this is taking so long, although it also looks like we might be out of Gleba science. So let's go back to a different kind of planet that we want to research that doesn't use Gleba science. And yeah, for the last couple of episodes we have been on Rubia, where we have been mining the scrap. We've been treating it with bacteria. We've got the quirk that we cannot move anything up hills to the left using any manner of inserters or belts or anything like that. It's not a good demonstration. Yeah, see how the inserter, if we try and place it in any other direction, gets flipped to the downwind motion. That's how that's working. And then also there's a lot of sushi coming out, so we have this method of disposing of things by just firing them back into the atmosphere. And we recently got trains, which are the thing that allow us to move. Yeah, there's a special kind of train that allows us to move materials, in a sense, uphill. So now we could build a real base, except I think we're still not going to. We're going to insist that this is doing enough of a thing. Yeah, we've got the science process over here. We've got, yeah, the science is a acute situation of needing locomotives, which is fine, needing wind turbines. We're building a bunch of those as well. Both needing and producing frames. So frames are kind of an ingredient and a catalyst, or a catalyst that breaks a quarter of the time. So we have, yeah, this, where is this? Oh no, that's into the silos. These are, oh yeah, they've really lent to the theme here, haven't they? Oh well, never mind. We've got the frames coming out of the science, going onto the train, and then the train runs them around to the top again to push them back into the science build, and the train is the only way we've got of moving things uphill. I haven't tried logistics bots. I remember seeing somewhere, but I don't remember exactly where, a thing that said that didn't work so good. So yeah, so this is our base. It's this kind of dense mess of stuff we built before trains, and we could rebuild it with trains, but we would rather not. We would rather just how is... Oh no, it's the silo contents that is this stuff. I was worried that we had accidentally loaded the rocket with some of these things. Yeah, so we have not a very good facility, to be honest. We just wanted to be trashing any surplus of blue chips. And it looks like, you know, we thought, hey, blue chips we will send to orbit instead. We have a lot of science waiting around that we can't actually do anything with because, yeah, the volumes of science we need, and can I not get about this? Great. The volumes of science we need in this run are so large that we're going to need... Yeah, like I think that the very next tech we want to do, or okay, the next tech we want to do with the trash construction of Rubia is this thing that costs us 120,000 science. That's actually at this point pretty kind of standard for the sort of things we want to be doing. The rocket turret is 60,000, discovering planets is another 60,000, and that's a normal amount of science. We've got to do something on that kind of scale, and so I think we've got these boxes that are holding stuff to put in the silo, which is fine. We've then got another buffer uphill here, and the theme is, yeah, let's look at the space map. We've got so many other places to go to, some of which we have already figured out how to get. Okay, Nauvis. We can in fact get to Nauvis, that is a thing. We've got so many other places to go to that I don't really mind this surface taking ages to bank up the amount of science it needs to, as long as this thing is all running. And I think it probably will be. We don't have bots here, which is going to make it really interesting to try and adjust anything. I think I put like one robot bot in the middle and then didn't bother with the rest of it. But yeah, I think we are mostly done here, which means I think we need to dump our inventory somewhere. And oh, we also don't have a cargo landing. Oh no, wait. We already can't have a cargo landing pad here because the whole point is we need to research this technology. Where have I lost it again? Yeah, we need to research this technology before we can even bother coming back here. So that sounds like it's kind of a risk play. Are we happy leaving this and trusting that it will get everything we need to done? Maybe. Cool. Yeah, let's just yeet that into the wind. And wait, I need to reorganize. Yeah, I need to put my legs back in, because all of these things we would like to take with us when we go to a ship. But everything else I think can pretty... Oh no, wait, we've got to send the gun... We need to send the pistol up as well. Okay, in that case, can the pistol go in here? Contents would be too heavy. Okay, you're not going to let me do this particularly easily, are you? Okay, so we can have the pistol, we can have a couple of blue chips, all that kind of stuff is fine. You're not... Oh, you are actually an inventory extension of the silo. So this 2000 silo, 2000 science here is in fact identical to the 2000 silo science we have here, and that's why this other row of stuff isn't filling up, because that's not what the silo does. Okay, fascinating. In that case, we don't have nearly as much science either made or buffered as I thought, and these chests are going to be really important. And yeah, the pistol is in there. We're going to just get rid of the rest of our stuff and not worry about it until later. And oh, what we're actually going to need to do is find a ship. You are waiting at Gleba? How long are you going to be waiting at Gleba? I think the next thing we want to do is we just want to say, come to Rubia until passenger present, and actually it wants to be this ammunition check as well, doesn't it? Because we have a setup where 600, because of curiosities about, and then actually we don't want to be going, yeah, we want to, as soon as we are doing this, we want to flip it here, because we can't go directly from Rubia to Nauvis, because if we try to do that, that will be 2 journeys, and we won't have made the bullets that we need to, because the way these ships are set up, we kind of need to break for these 2 assemblers to manufacture as much ammunition as we need to, because we designed quite a wide ship because we were worried about how many rocks we would need of the ice kind to get enough space science as we needed to. So I think we're going to wait for this guy to arrive at Rubia. We are going to... This guy doesn't actually have a second rocket gone. I don't know whether or not we can travel with this loaded or what happens. I guess that's what these boxes are for. If we try and travel to space with a loaded... whatever. We'll have... What do you actually need? You just need rocket fuel. I can get rocket fuel from here. This is not even a problem. I wanted the second rocket so that we could both launch the blue chips, because, you know, it's a payload and a pistol, and then also myself up to the craft that is not here yet. And we are done with the trash hole for now. We're going to be able to come back to this and like have better quality components and then figure out what was going on and rediscover all of this again. But for now, we are going to fire the other turrets we wanted up to the ship, reconnect this thing so that... Oh wait, I'm going to need actually a piece of belt there, aren't I? We put it all over here. Reconnect this thing so that this solo can also do science. Clean out my inventory. You were... How are we going to do... Because you guys are going to be automatic... Oh, no, I know what we can do. We can rotate this here. We can then take all of the blue chips out. We don't actually care about the blue chips. They can live wherever. And then I should be able to travel to the same platform and then rotate this piece of belt back, and we will now be loading blue chips on the next shuttle, and we are away. Oh, it's a regular spaceship. It's just covered in the junk of the planet. That makes a large degree of sense. Um, yeah, though this is this is all in fact true. There is no place that is safe from my menace. We are excited to give things terrible names. Congratulations on beating Rubia. I always doubted you. That is fair. We are going to return. We are going to make things worse. We just also need to wait for this terrible thing to get enough bullets to go somewhere else. We are on our way. We do have to go. I did change this. The destination to Gleba, yes, and then we get Rubia out of here because we don't want to go back there again for a while. It's probably a thing we're going to do, but we don't need to worry about it for a while yet. We can do a bit of ship redesign in the meantime because we should be able to get some more damage upgrades to make us not need quite so many of these. Oh, we could also just straight up put some of these sniper turrets in here as well, couldn't we? Because we've got the sniper turrets. Let's try that. We don't want to hang the sniper turrets too far out to the side because then we'll be shooting rocks that we don't care about. But sniper turrets, it does look like we've got about 10 of these things to work with. I think we can go here and just see what it do. There is a filtering on these gun turrets that some of the ones in front will specifically prefer the larger asteroids. In fact, these guys we should also, we should change the prioritization of all of these things in front of the sniper towers. Actually, these ones I was also going to replace with sniper turrets, weren't they? And then have the sniper turrets specifically looking for and maybe even avoiding the other asteroids, because sniper turrets are kicking out a large chunk of damage at once. We can't quite see how much there. We're kicking out 350 damage, physical damage per sniper rifle shot, and what we would really like is, the smaller asteroids I don't even think have the hit points to make spending sniper shots on them worthwhile. So I think we just change all of these sniper turrets to ignore the small asteroids, and we've still got a couple of things in here that will shoot the small asteroids. Is this making... So there are a couple of things I'm wondering about. First of all, does this make the ship better in terms of reduced ammunition cost? Because if we're reducing the ammunition cost, we also don't have to stay in the orbit of any one place for that much longer because we won't be running so low on ammunition. And can we see how many... We also end up with no ammunition left here at all. This guy is still just... there's no ammunition in the hub. So maybe these sniper turrets are doing a better thing. I mean, we're also not shooting... We're also using the sniper turrets to only shoot rocks we will eventually crash into. So that's fine. Anyway, we're at Gleba. We had things to do at Gleba. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to drop me to Gleba. Did we want any of the stuff at Gleba? Maybe. This is our Gleba. It's pretty good. It's doing the science things we need. We've got a bunch of silos. This startup mining is really running itself down, isn't it? This probably shouldn't be a surprise. This was probably always one of the things that was going to happen. And we also have build range on... let's just grab this, which is not the best mining layout, but it is a mining layout. And... just make sure that we can continue to grab landfill. We don't actually care about landfill. The thing this is doing is making sure we have... pretty much the only thing we're using the landfill for. Not even a stash of landfill here, but we've seen this problem before. Oh wait, where's all my stuff? Is all my stuff in here? This is not my stuff. Is my stuff in here? Oh yeah, we're actually requesting the blue chips from... Rubia might actually do useful things here. Give me the bots, give me repair packs. I had some blueprints that I liked, but mainly what we're here for are the gun... Let's not bother trying to push with gun turrets on Gleba. The best way to do this kind of stuff is just landmines and shotguns, and in particular flamethrowers, of which we have several, and slowdown capsules. Slowdown capsules are huge on Gleba. And the rest of this, I think we probably just leave here because we can have bots do things. Yeah, things we wanted to do, things we could have done from orbit included... yeah, we're just going to wander over here. Yeah, the landfill is going into the soil construction, but one of the quirks of how we're producing soil construction is we were sending it back out to the patches so the bots could just extend the orchards as we needed to. The thing is, we're kind of past that at this point. We've just been here for so long that the seeds are building up, and then also the amount of soil... Are we backing up soil? Yeah, it looks like we're backing up soil on the belt, which is always a thing that we were somewhat concerned about. So instead of putting the soil back on the belt, we can put it in, I don't know, a chest here. In these two chests, it's going to be fine. And then the same thing for the other kind of soil on the other side of the base. And then this inserter here, yeah. They should be on an opposite side of the belt to the seeds, so we should not have ever backed up the seeds we wanted. But that was first thing number one we wanted to do. The second thing was, if this is just, yeah, if this is also just seeds out here, seeds and sometimes are no longer any soil, but we should be able to go here and set this to prioritize onto the patch and then overflow onto the spoilage belt, which goes into the furnaces, which are now hot enough to actually be delivering power. So that's this guy. Yeah, one of the other quirks about the first Gleban setup we'd had is that it wouldn't actually... Yeah, if we had too many seeds, it will back up and die on having too many seeds. And also we're just dropping everything in from orbit because it's easier. And are we up to... Are you still... Oh, we must have turned all those drone frames into bots. So now we're up to 1,300 bots. That's great. Yeah, somewhere over here, we wanted to do a very similar thing for this belt, because currently seeds might just back up, and we are no longer putting the new fancy new soil on it, so we can also go here. Yeah, this is why I went and got these underground, so I can do that undergrounding. Here's a chest where a bunch of these fruit can just get back in the machine, it's fine. And we want to prioritize out to the patch. Okay, maybe here. And then now we have a way of... Okay, so this is also the same spoilage belt. So surplus seeds of each kind should go back to the patch. We are no longer sending soil out to the patch. We're just filling other boxes with it. It's fine. We are just making all the Gleban science we want to, which is super cool. We are putting it on the... actually, probably the ship that I had is here and is still waiting to go somewhere else. It's loading more Gleban science. Yeah, maybe we put these on another ship. I think I want to evaluate how well those things work. We've got Prod Mod 3s in space. We've got a variety of other mole materials, which is going to be fine. How are we going to Fulgora next? Maybe. The other thing we need to do on Gleba, yeah, down here is regular power grid with a whole lot of rocket fuel. It's going to be fine. Did we actually... Was there was another spoilage possible... Yeah, this was the other possible spoilage issue that I was aware of, in that these guys, when they're kicking out the rocket fuel, sometimes their nutrients or maybe jellies will expire, as they have here, and we can end up with spoilage in the rocket fuel buffer, which is not a big deal at all, but we do want to make sure that this guy here, use filters for spoilage... that we can, in fact, pull spoilage off this belt. Is that... Have you... Yeah, you are currently not making a rocket at all. Because... Do we want to give these guys Prod Mod 3s? We could give these guys Prod Mod 3s. In fact, are you still... You're no longer in orbit. We missed the opportunity to give this guy Prod Mod 3s. How close are you to leaving? Do we want to... Because I don't want these guys... I would prefer that the ships were not mode locked, in the sense that Yeah, if one of these is heading back to Nauvis, I would prefer that they just kind of swapped places. I think we're going to be fine. We're going to see whether or not we've left enough ammunition there. And then on Gleba, the other thing we are here to manage is, yeah, we have literally no defenses in any of our Gleben outposts, and that is why we have the rocket silo in the tech queue, and it might even be the next thing after Gleba. And we have been managing all of this, first of all, by having different fruit orchards and reducing the amount of pollution we're putting, well, the amount of spores we're putting on the map, by making sure that we were reasonably efficient and not getting any fruit spoiling, but also not doing any production here other than science and just dropping everything in from orbit. And then also going and punching these dudes to make sure that they were never close. Okay, these guys I think we're going to have to still avoid, and same with these guys, they're a little bit nasty, but I think there are some places we can go. Yeah, rocket turret, we're nearly done with rocket turret. And then, yeah. We have the Rubia armor set up at the moment, which also means we don't have the night vision, which is a little bit awkward. And we have a lot more shields, which means we have to be a little more mindful of when the shields go down, because we don't have all that many hit points behind the shields. And we're just kiting into another base. I suppose that's fine. Yeah, just slow down capsule the nests, I guess. That's a thing that's sensible. Yeah, cool. We did survive, I guess. Are we gonna leave? No, we're just gonna leave that guy alone. Yeah, this bioflux is a little bit old. I would like to get some new bioflux. All of this stuff on the belt is probably not particularly fresh either. Okay, so now we've got some decent bioflux with some decent timers on it that is going to let us get a lot of stuff done. We're just going to have to wait for a ship. Remind me exactly how we made biolabs. Again, it did not directly take bioflux. It just takes a whole bunch of eggs and also capture rockets, and the capture rockets themselves were made using oh wait, so 20 bioflux per capture rocket into so it's still 40 per, it's still 40 bioflux per biolab. I think that's fine. Yeah, just sure, that's all going to eventually sort itself out. It's not really a problem. Farewell, Gleba. We were not here particularly long this time. We got other places to be. We did everything we needed to. Good job. Keep on sciencing. Checking in with this other ship while we are waiting to get somewhere, and these sniper turrets do seem to be making quite a big difference in the sense that we are nearly, on this voyage they are nearly at Gleba, but then also have a huge pile of ammunition, which is the thing we are checking when we are, waiting to go to other places. So I think refitting, I think we're going to drop down all of these sniper turrets. I'm probably going to refit the other ship with them as well, because they do seem to be doing great work in conserving ammunition, which means that we are able to keep these guys running more often, collecting rocks more often, which is nice. But then also, if these guys, because we said what, they were 350 damage, and these things have I'm wondering with one or two more ranks of physical damage whether we end up one-shotting asteroids, which would be pretty fantastic. And did we actually... Is this ship now rotating so much faster that it is, yeah, nearly at the ammunition thing? We could have actually... Yeah, it's going to be... We would have got back to Nauvis faster had we waited for the other ship that has the sniper turrets on it. Oh well, so that's definitely a refit. We have proven that it's doing the good things. We just need to get back to Nauvis. We are pulling into Nauvis. We're going to fire down. We have so many fast inserters up here. Why do we have so many fast inserters? Whatever. Yeah, we're going to go down to Nauvis. We already have the other ship in Nauvis orbit dropping the sniper turrets. We also pulled it down to 10 sniper turrets per ship because... Yeah, if we, I think we used 14, which would mean we would brought the 40 sniper turrets we have would be enough for 2 ships. Whereas if we pull it down to 10, then the 40 sniper turrets we've got would be enough for 10 or 4 ships, which is clearly better. Is this all my stuff? This is all my stuff. Okay, important things to do. We don't need quite so many of these shields. We would like more legs. We don't need quite so many of these shields. We would like the batteries and solar panels. I guess we are using some of those shields. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, this is the configuration we will prefer of having... actually having a roboport. Wait, where did the roboport go previously? I thought we had a roboport. Maybe we didn't. Yeah, having fewer shields, having more movement speed. This is going to be important. Yeah, let's go and find the other ship that has all the bioflux and get the rest of it as well, which is kind of a limited time thing to do. Yeah, because it did strike me that now having researched the ability to get to both Fulgora and Sherben, sorry Germans, presumably it's German or maybe it's Austrian or something, don't know how to exactly say that, whatever, moving on. There's a nice little loop here of 4 planets we could do that would go to Gleba last, that could pick up a bunch of different kinds of science for us, and then I think we are likely going to do the same thing with Vulcanus and Rubia. Like, this looks like another loop, and we happen to have... Why are my legs? Did we turn off? Oh, we turned off the legs while we were in Rubia. That is a thing that we can do. Oh, yeah, we're moving all the bioflux around the place to things that kind of don't matter. Yeah. Let's get on the idea of we don't actually need to do this ourselves, could we? We could have just build new space platform. Congratulations, pylon. Build new space platform? That was a modal window that I got wrong. Okay, sure. Build new space platform. Cool, great. Let's just go and get that done, and then I've got... Should we do a third one as well? Build new space platform. Frederick, congratulations, good job. That's actually the 5th platform, isn't it? And we said we only had enough sniper turrets for 2 of these things. Oh, well. Yeah, let's grab this thing. Let's grab a blueprint of this guy, which did in fact include everything, and then let's drop off everything except the storage and the... Yeah, so the storage... We want to keep the hub as well, because the hub is what anchors this thing. But if we can just get this blueprint, then we can go to the new places, slap this in, push this stuff up. Don't worry about the beacons yet, don't worry about the solar, and in fact, most of the stuff don't worry about. But get the space mall... Get all this stuff going, actually, and then this is now the blueprint which has all the requests we want that we would like to push onto the other vehicles. These guys did not start. Okay, whatever. I don't know if we are... There might be problems trying to push all of this stuff up immediately. Like, we might not have the storage space in here, depending on when... Like, we might need to shoot up... Okay, maybe that's a thing I actually go and do, is fire up a couple of storage bays, because we have storage bays down here, don't we? We don't have that many storage bays down here. We still kind of want to send these ships up at once. Oh, well. Yeah, so, first thing to do to address... I'm just going to check that all of these have their automated construction things. It looks like they're going. Yeah, the thing we are here to do is rebuild these labs as biolabs, but we're going to do it in a kind of funky way because there's several other things we're going to take care of at once. We're going to rebuild all of this red and green science because it's all sad assemblers that are sad. We're going to do it with rail supply because all of the current starter mining patches are these things that are also sad. And there's also, maybe not here, but I think there might be in other places we need to cull advanced mining drills that are coming off these patches that are running out that we should put in other places that would help things last longer. How is this guy doing? This guy's already uncommon miners in the middle. So we're going to take care of all of this at the same time. One of my questions for myself is, do we actually introduce another size of train? That is a strong possibility. Okay, where is... These guys might be kind of running down, so let's have some of these upgraded mining drills go to places that might last for a little longer. It's going to be fine. And yeah, we've got the bioflux. The bioflux was being taken to a train over here that is doing a thing where there is currently no evidence of anything ever having gone wrong or being bad or immoral or anything. I don't know if we're going to have the space to pick up... Oh, actually, can we... This is... Yeah, just start picking up all of these things because, you know, this is... Nothing bad happened here. No one is going to feel sad about any of this. There is no evidence remaining. Yeah, can we just pick up all of this stuff? Because we're going to have to move it. The first question is to where, and maybe it's these guys, maybe it's these guys. Like, we're not going to be doing quality juggling of eggs yet. Also, these guys have to go, so maybe it is over here, because we do have rail going over here. But the other question is, yeah, I think we're just going to start an entirely new base for blue and red and green science, because one of the things you'll notice about all of this is there's a lot of tech. Well, every tech we need to do is red and blue and green, and then there's a lot of stuff that's either space or purple or eventually military and yellow. And so I think we build this new science somewhere else, and I'm trying to figure out where we're going to build it, because we're going to need a pile of space, because we're going to want to do a bunch of train stuff. And maybe it's in here? There are maybe here, but the rail support here is not super good. Whereas I think if we start in here, I mean, there are still a couple of cliffs that we're not going to be able to do anything with yet, which is a little bit of a shame. But I think we aim for this spot, and so we're going to start with a bunch of these train stations. Like, we're going to need green chips, we're going to need steel and red chips, which means we are going to be using some of the trains of this size. Oh wait, did I also have... Oh no, I had night vision goggles that we left on Rubia, because we took them out for power grid purposes, which means we're going to need to get some more of those as well pretty soon. Oh well, never mind. Yeah, let's kick off a train station build. Something like, yeah, just grab red chips, green chips, steel is going to be, and then maybe copper, but probably not. I think iron and copper we make bigger, which means that these three train stations here, we're going to grab all of... Yeah, we're going to grab the section to this far, to where the track splits, and figure out where it's going to go, and it's going to go... Actually, maybe we should define the other train station first, but I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to hope that this is enough space, and then not worry about it. Are these cliffs in here? No, those are rocks. Okay, good. Yeah, we're going to slap it in here. We're going to start here. So, these three... Yeah. This one wants to change to a steel station. No, a steel request station. The mystery box, congratulations. These are going to be the one-way trains, which is going to be fine, and then we're going to want to grab from somewhere 3 stations worth of stackers with a corner on the end of it. We didn't actually get all of that, so never mind. and this should fit. It should overlap just here, and then I don't know if we are entering from this direction at all, because the other thing we want to do is fire in a whole lot more stations of probably a different size. Does this connect? It connects here, and this guy dodges the cliff, which is nice. And then we are also not quite connecting on this side, so whatever. Oh, there's a gun turret in here. How cute. I guess we're just going to go through these. Oh wait, this is uncommon and rare solar panel. These are all the solar panels that might go when we build more ships. Interesting. Anyway, power here, roboport here, mostly because we hope it will connect with this one, maybe. Yeah, I think the input to this maybe changes, but that's going to be part of what we want to build. And then, yeah, I think we want to redesign these stations as well, don't we? I think we want to redesign several of these things. Do we want to get that going first, or do we want to go and start doing... Actually, the thing we need to do first, yeah, okay, forget about the car, run away from the car, forget about the car, is down here somewhere. We should have... hopefully the things that we need to build ourselves another... why am I not seeing the night vision? Yeah, there's night vision. Both of those things we have here at some kind of quality, so you just... okay, we're going to get you at a different quality, I guess. Night vision at some quality, go and do a thing, put everything else back in this chest. I wanted more sniper turrets as well, but we are... I did want the sniper turrets to test how well we are going to be able to fight things. So yeah, so the new thing we want to build with... Yeah, all of the stuff is fine. The new things we want to build with... I'm mildly worried that we are going to be sending up all of... Because we kind of need to get these storage things up first. Maybe... Yeah, okay, maybe we do that. Maybe we send each of these things... We send each of these platforms, because we've got... it should be over... how have I lost the space mall? It was right next to where I was, yeah. We've got, yeah, 10 of these things in here, and these 3, so we can afford to send the new platforms... Actually, kind of 6 each, because... Oh yeah, these guys are all doing silly stuff. Okay, you are not going to be doing these barrels. You are going to be doing... Oh, should we do... Yeah, let's do 4 to each of these platforms, and then what else do I kind of want to send them some repair packs or platform or something like that, so I guess we're just going to run over to the platform real fast. Which is also not running because we never connected it to the steel, but that's fine because we can. Oh yeah, we want to sideload. This stuff wants to disappear. We want to sideload the steel in here. Where is that splitter that I picked up? Put it back. Actually sideload. Okay, and then this stuff doesn't matter. Cool. Let's get... this is going to be enough platform, isn't it? Yeah, because we're just going to share it with some other launchers. This guy is being silly. Okay, so we have actually decided to send up all of the water barrels before anything else, which is, I mean, to be fair, a problem on my part. I kind of wanted these requests for the space platform and the repair packs to be up there, but yeah, as a result, it didn't get the other platform that would let it drop the other cargo bay in as being kind of silly, and now we hopefully have space. Okay, so let's... yeah, not be doing that for either of these other platforms either. I guess you can just... Yeah, you can just work on getting the space platform, and that's all. And yeah, okay, whatever. We're going to feel pretty bad about all of that I guess, but at least when we start to get the platform, these guys should have the space to be building out all of their storage so we can send everything else up. Oh well, feels pretty bad. We also have the gun turrets here that we are going to send up to the ship that actually needs those is not here at the moment, is it? It's this one. This is the one that needs the other special gun turrets in a couple of places. So I guess we are... Oh, are you... You are not auto-building, which is good, so let's get the sniper turrets and put them... Yeah, that is as wide as we go, because we don't want to be shooting asteroids that are too far out of collection range, and that is the 10 that we used, and then we wanted this configuration, yeah, but also ignoring targets, and then when we... I hope we didn't... oh no, I guess we're getting closer to Nauvis. There's a small chance that we may have messed this guy up by cancelling a bunch of gun turrets, but we had enough coverage and it's fine. In theory, I hope we don't need those gun turrets for the other, you know, 5,000 kilometers of journey back to Nauvis. It's going to be fine. We're going to remember that that's going to be... Yeah, this guy needs to be sent up. Okay. Then I also needed... if I'm going to do combat stuff, I'm going to need bullets. We have another 20 sniper rifle rounds to play with. I should go and get the... Where is the... Yeah, good reasons why we want to be trashing all of this and building a new mall again, because remembering where I've got all this stuff is going to feel pretty bad. Yeah, we don't need... I mean, the quality night vision goggles do nothing. Actually, what do these guys get in quality? They get range, okay, and then the other thing... There were a couple of other related things I wanted to check about this. First of all, can we build... We cannot build the sniper turrets on the surface, which is understandable. Is this a bunch of... Yeah, this is a bunch of guys being silly about the things they are launching, aren't they? Oh, train cannot... Oh yeah, because we're trying to send a train to a station that is not connected yet. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to check is these trains are probably not launchable either. Yeah, not buildable anywhere else. So we probably want to be exporting these as well eventually. Let's just have a look at Rubia, because the thing I wanted to check was... What quality things do these get better at? In particular, so we don't get any more storage. I mean, these things are still crazy storage. These, I think, are going to be a good train upgrade everywhere, but there isn't really much point of building them at quality. The sniper rifles, we don't necessarily want at quality either, because it would make... I mean, who had the storage problems? None of these guys had the storage problems? Was it you that had the storage problem? You shouldn't have storage problems. You should have all the stuff. Oh, we also got more bioflux. I guess that's fine. Oh, also we should... Cool. Not exactly staying on task. Yeah, Aragoth, you go up there. You were also on automatic, so that's fine. Yeah, we've got... We are going to need more shotgun shells. Can I have... I can actually have upgraded shotgun shells if I wanted them. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Yeah, you can go back to automatic now and we can just start building that. I think we actually want to go and start building more train stations so we can have that running. And we have now swapped all the gear out that we want, and the car that we left over here is still over here and without fuel, but that's fine because we can grab all this stuff. So we've got 3 trains here. That will bring us 4 carriages of steel and also green chips and also red. Actually, let's move these guys around because we are going to need the green chips next to the iron and copper, which is going to go over here, and the red chips and steel are going to go together for the blue sides. I think this means we want in here space for new rail stations. But I think we want to do these rail stations a little bit differently, and we want them, let's say, larger. Do we want... I think we want a couple of things in here. I think having said that, maybe we set these stations back a bit, because I think one of the things we're going to want is one-way... Yeah, let's do one-way train stations for this section, because we... can, and then these guys can also just get underneath to wherever the build is. That's going to be fine. And then this train station can be here. Yeah, I like that a lot, because then we can think about having larger single-headed trains that will go to more, yeah, actually not go to more places, probably go to fewer places. I think I also want to, I think I only care about this being half a belt of stuff for these things for reasons. But yeah, let's figure out how big are these trains going to be. I think actually let's grab this, put this in place. Okay, that did not do what I actually wanted it to. Turn my butts off. Grab this, undo it, put the station here. So now we've got the station of the correct name, and we've got a new station, which means we can figure out how long these trains are going to be. And I think we could make these trains significantly longer. Like, I think we could do 12 wagons. I think one of the main criteria will be how far back here until we run into buffer train. Yeah, because I want another train directly behind this thing. And then, yeah, if we had 3 wagons, the first actual wagon giving us stuff is back here, which I think we are fine with. And then the thing I wanted to check was if we had stuff in this chest, which side? It puts it on the left, right? Or it puts it on the right? Okay, in that case I think we are going to have a plan where we are going to design a new station that does something like this. You're going to need 2 here. Actually, could you have, if we did something like this, with this box can just be empty. I think I like that a lot, although maybe we also set this to say we don't need, like, this box is, yeah, okay, let's kind of sketch the rest of this plan before we get too excited about all of that. Should we have these from different boxes? No, we can have this from the same box, because if we unload a bunch of stuff into, say, this chest here, then these stack inserters are filling up the belt in the way that we want. That's like what we want to happen here. And then this box only needs to be big enough to cover the transition when one train is leaving and the next train is arriving. And I think after that, we just have one belt that runs down here. And we think about where we're... Okay, so this is the first wagon. How many wagons do we want? I think we want... This guy's probably going to... Actually, this guy's not going to be full, is it? I think we want to... I think we still also want to have another output inserter here that's taking priority over these guys so that these 2 stack inserters can get everything done. Yeah, okay. We are slowly working through the texts that are going to be generally helpful, whatever. Should we think about a Gleba tech? Maybe. Yeah, I think we have... Where is this? If we have it on this position, then maybe, because we're, yeah, the next thing we're going to do, I think we're going to have larger trains for iron and copper plates. 10, yeah, I think this is going to be the size of train we want if we can get away with it. The question is then just going to be, whereabouts was... They were still at the front of the wagon, so we're still going to need a little bit of space down here or something. Can we fit the same size of train here as parking? The answer to that is no, which means the train... Okay, we can get the one train in. This water is going to have to move, and then the train parking is going to have to come around the corner with elevated rail because there's also a cliff in the way. But that's fine. We didn't really mind that, did we? Okay, we're going to go train limit 2. This guy is going to be a train station that is requesting iron plates. So we're also going to have 2 iron plates at the front to indicate that this is a large station. That's what we're going to be doing. And then... where? From here is where it's going to be copied, I guess. And, okay, let's get... No, we do actually need to figure out... Yeah, we can line this up with iron. I think we go 3 iron and 1 copper. I think that is going to be a large amount of stuff which we are going to be fine with, because we've got to do... And, like, I don't think we're doing any mall function up here at all. I think we are... Oh, actually, can we get these guys through on this line here somehow? Yes. That one is kind of bad, though. Both of these are kind of bad. How do we do that so badly? Are these ones just bad? Oh, yeah, they're bad because we're dodging the other thing. Okay, we're great, fine. Yes. This setup here is going to be what we want to dodge all of these guys. This last one is going to be a different train station, which we're going to make a copper station. And then, yeah, is this doing... This is mostly doing what we wanted to. Okay, we've got a car over there as well. We have a new feed from an existing intersection which is feeding a different stacker. Hopefully this doesn't get too congested, but also that's the joy of having large sections. Oh, okay, we need to patch in a little bit here, but never mind. Yeah, large trains that hopefully won't need to go that far very often, because we are going to be pulling up multiple belts of things from these trains that are quite large. I guess this exit is also going to a different piece of the network. I do like the idea of there being a lot of train line between where these big trains are getting on and off the network. Maybe we also... Yeah, we're going to need another big rail spine over here or something, aren't we? Because we're going to have to figure out how to get these trains to... maybe these... I think it's going to be these these iron patches, of which we are going to need to pull off multiple belts of material because we're planning on going that large. This one is, yeah, and I think we are going to be trying to... Oh, this one is also, yeah, this guy. I think we're going to be trying to smelt at the patch, which is fine. But the other thing we're going to need is we're going to need some kind of depot station for these large trains to get built somewhere. And so, how much space do we think we need? We believe we need this much space. Is there... There isn't really this much. I mean, we could do these one at a time in here. Could we? Maybe not quite there. Maybe through... Actually, we wanted to join this thing again, didn't we? But we also just don't know where we're joining that thing. Don't worry about it. Come down here, I guess. Because... Oh, yeah, the other thing we're going to need is a refueling station. Yeah, we're going to need some place that's connected to the mall that will also have a train station, say here and here and here, and then we should be able to build from the mall the kinds of trains of the size that we need, because everything is in range. And then also, I guess we're just doing this fueling pattern again and running it in from these guys, which is probably fine. So how would we be if we've got 3 train stations here? How are we doing this? Oh, we kind of need the bots to put those things in. Okay, so where else can we have... We could actually have a train fuel station anywhere, couldn't we? In fact, we could just use... If we sent this guy underground, or even disappeared it when it ran out, that is a place that we can be using to refuel these trains, which I like quite a bit. So let's try and figure out if you went through you to go underground and you to go underground. Is that what we need? Train limit 2, and then this is going to be the refueling station for trains that look like... Yeah, this is what biolab effort looks like, isn't it? And this is going to be the train station that refuels trains when we have 3 locomotives at the front, and hopefully we have enough space to be able to go train... Yeah, let's do all 3. Let's define all 3 of these trains at once, I guess. Where are the rest of the... Why can I not find wagons? Here we go, wagons. 4, 8, 12, yeah? So this is going to be the size of train we are working with, which is quite nice. Hopefully all of those connected to those trains in there. Yeah, but not this one. So that's going to be, yeah, we can now have them all building these trains, which is nice. And then we just need to get one of these belts of rocket fuel. Where is a place that we can load? Oh no, it's going to be pretty easy to fuel all these trains, isn't it? We just do it all from the same side. Okay, fine, great. We have a train fuel plan for this new larger class of trains. We actually have a whole pile of regular power poles around here, don't we? This one we can do in not necessarily a sensible way, but in a similar way. Here. Yeah, so we need to have mines that are putting stuff on these trains of the size of train that we have. This one wants to somehow connect to some other piece of some train line. Gross, but acceptable. Yeah, and then also this is going to be strictly one way, so we can let these guys off the intersection here. The other cute thing is I don't know that we've necessarily signaled the rest of this stuff. Actually, it doesn't matter. All of this nasty two-way track will tolerate these larger trains as long as the sensible one-way track of this stuff, not this stuff, this stuff over here. Although we don't have, yeah, we haven't left enough space. The trains we're defining are going to take up 2 of the segments on this larger section, but that's probably going to be mostly fine. Maybe in this, oh no, because this is still just an intersection here, that's fine. Okay, so we need to get these trains in, we need to actually do biolabs things, we need to, yeah, we're going to need to drop mining on these guys as well, so let's do that. We're going to need to drop smelting over there as well, because the entire plan for this is let's put plates on a train instead of ore, because we're going to get slightly more volume on a train with that. Have we? Yeah, you don't get to exist because we would... Oh wait, how long are these? 14? We do not need that many at this point. We can pull this back to just 12 per side, which is cool because it means we can get... Yeah, you kind of want this one. So with this mining defined, we still need to drop smelting somewhere. I think we're also going to need to figure out... Yeah, I've got a copy of how big the train station needs to be, and I think we can just drop it in here, and this looks like it's going to be enough space for maybe 2 or 3 iron loading stations, although I think we've got... missed the copy. I think we've got 120 plus mining productivity, 130, 140 plus mining productivity. I think we will want to rely on getting 2 red belts out of each patch, which means, okay, let's define a train station again, and we're going to lean into the silly loading, because I like the silly loading. We kind of need all of these parts to go here first, don't they? So what are we... Poles we don't have. Someone's complaining about that stuff. It's Nauvis that is... Oh, is it this spot? This spot doesn't have the logistic storage. All of that is completely fine. We can ignore that. Yeah, we want to be able to do... We're going to do this... Is there a copy of a thing I can use? Let's just do smelting. Smelting, we should have a fairly standard pattern of, yeah, beacons, uncommon quality modules. This is actually a steel one. We don't want a steel one at all. We want this thing, which is... not even module 2s yet. Is this the efficiency? This is the upgrade planner that will take 1s to 2s. Do we have, quite possibly we even have, purple science modules are further over here, a pile of uncommon modules. Are you guys not checking the right conditions? less than 300. Ah, no, you guys are just running again because we dropped a bunch of mining. Okay, yeah, that is all fine. In which case we want to get this guy and do the same upgrade with... because you know why not? Mostly we've got these for space. The uncommon quality modules for space, but we're also just going to upgrade. So all of these beacons had speed 2s already, which is fine. We're going to kick out a whole pile more speed 1 modules, and then also this is the pattern we believe we can use for a whole basically a full red belt of smelting, which looks like we can fit, because we said we wanted 4, yeah? And I think, I mean, maybe even 2 here, 2 here. I think this is a plan that is silly that I like, because the train station we want to end up over here, and we can go... Should we keep all of this smelting to... Yeah, it's not taking too much space, is it? I think conceptually it's going to be better if we keep all of the smelting together. Do we want more space for beacons? And no, we don't want more space for beacons on this, because we're never going to need to speed this up, because this is just always going to be on patch smelting for the size of patch that we have. But a thing we do want to make sure is these ones here are the input belts, so we're going to need to go in here, and then that one doesn't need to exist, and we are coming out this way, which is fine. And then doing the same for the other dude, and we still need more poles or whatever. This is what biolab setup looks like, isn't it? I mean, should we at least be collecting eggs and making biolabs? I think this is going to be the thing that is going to need to take longer. Oh, this guy was already weirdly set up. Okay, whatever. Actually, less than. We're going to have one wagon's worth of storage across all of these boxes. We're going to have stack insertion in. Do we need to worry about stack insertion in? Probably not. Yeah, we're just going to do some kind of basic thing like so. And then if we do this 3 times with a bit of grab from the other side, maybe only 2 stack inserters, whatever, then this is a pattern which will deal with a quarter of what we're trying to put on the stations of this size. You are going to be the station of plates and more plates. Cool. So this is a... And if we've got 2 belts of this stuff arriving, I guess I want to figure out how far the rest of this goes first. That is half the train, 3/4, full train worth of stuff. So this is how far we need to spread things out. And the pattern we want to hit is... Yeah, give me another red splitter. Yeah, also I've noticed that we upgraded these to the wrong modules, and so a bunch of places around the place, yeah, a bunch of these builds are complaining about having the wrong modules because we tried to get these to, tier upgraded, uncommon quality modules instead of the common quality modules we have, and now we've also done the weird thing where we need to adjust that as well. Actually, are we complaining about not having speed modules? We are complaining about not having speed modules. Let's get all of these to the quality of module that we actually have. Cool, good job. Does that mean that there were... Oh no, the build that we copied them from did get all of its upgrades. Okay, fine, whatever. The outpost build we are going to make sure we upgrade. And by upgrade we mean downgrade. Someone, when they set up these, in these particular smelters, was very silly, and all of these inserters are all over the place in ways that are silly and wrong, and also the power is pretty silly through here as well, so I guess we're just going to be doing a pile of this stuff again, although doing this stuff again just actually means copying, like we would just prefer the same blocks in all of these places. And then which was the other silly one? This was the other silly one. We're just going to cut this out again. Concrete will... I'm pretty sure we're requesting that iron ore to concrete or things like this. So all of this can just happen in more sensible ways now. Hopefully we can just get this other stuff running. No big deal. I think we should actually downgrade all of this to yellow belt so that it is a full... yeah, so that all these things are full lanes rather than these half lanes of stuff. I think that is a thing that is going to make the base somewhat happier. Hilariously, our platform construction isn't limited by platform, it's limited by not having enough rocket fuel, which probably shouldn't be a huge surprise, but the fix to this is also just going to be, hey, look here, we have a bunch of assembler 2s, we can upgrade those to assembler 3s. We probably have the solid fuel. It looks like we have the solid fuel for this. We definitely have the light oil for this. Let's just get, you know what? Let's get a Prod Mod 2 and a Speed Mod 2 in here. He said, again, doing the classic thing of getting the commentary around the rail. Let's just, yeah, we're just going to get a bunch of more rocket fuel out here. It's going to be fine. We are fueling trains. We've even got trains of other places that we want to go to. Can these guys actually now get to... They cannot get to... Oh no, because we never actually set up how this thing connects to this train line, but it's fine. We can still just run this thing in here, and then looks like 1, 2 tiles, and then down one to here, and we should be able to put a chain signal in here. Where is this going to let me put a chain signal? Here, and that is going to do what it needs to, and then all of these guys should be able to go to one of the train stations and go full cargo, and we will have... other than the fact that you don't have all your fuel yet, you've still got your fuel, okay, fine. These David and Sukasa are going to be just mall train stations, but this guy here, Nexitized, is going to be one... Yeah, I still think we probably don't have space for another train behind. We also definitely don't have space because we need a signal. Oh, we've got a signal. We did that already. We are good at this. Great. We are going to need a new interrupt. Was it Nexitized? And we are going to set this up as rocket fuel, rocket fuel, rocket fuel. Even though it looks like we have not been super consistent about how we have arranged those, but never mind. Are we... Can I trigger this? This is the current interrupt, isn't it? I think we want refueling to be able to refuel anything we want, and then, yeah, other... We haven't got a way of getting out of this yet. Where are we... Why can I not find the Nexitized train station on this guy? We should have... Oh yeah, here it is. I was looking for triple rocket fuel. We did not have triple rocket fuel. Wait condition until full fuel, and then the interrupt condition is any locomotive of rocket fuel less than 4. How did I get... Oh, that... Because I wasn't actually in the text field. I need to be down here and pressing the number 4 rather than getting the hotkey 4, which is red ammo. Okay, so save interrupt. So we've now got an interrupt that when we are low on fuel, we will go and fuel, and then we are going between this station and another station we have not connected yet, but it's fine. We had a nice little journey down here, and we've got all of this stuff yet doing exactly what it should. While we are waiting for the mines to produce everything, we're just loading front to back for each of these groups of 3 wagons, and then we just need to get this guy, I'm pretty sure we had the same schedule on it, onto these things again. Yeah, and also yeah, and you are just waiting, and then we can define some more trains, and the mall can get on these trains as well. let's not carefully measure whether or not there's space. Let's just presume that there is space over here, because it does go around to the corner here, so that's fine. So yeah, third big iron train for each mine. You've got fuel as well. All of that is a good time. We have a refueling station. This is of course what Biolab's development looks like, isn't it? And then can we just get the return loop in here? Because this is the correct side of train for these guys. Yeah, this is the correct side for this output to happen. And it means that we would just have to run both of these guys. And I don't even mind that... Like, I don't even mind that there's only one shared output for both of these guys, because we've got enough space for a variety of trains to be... Can we just do a cheeky thing where we can have this guy in, say, here? I think that's going to work. Yeah, we've got enough space on these stations that are receiving... Okay, that actually needs one more tile. Can we give it one more tile? That's not enough? Oh, that's frustrating. Okay. Yeah, I think we've got enough space in the receiving stations. Where can this go? This can go here. To not necessarily worry about these guys getting congested on their output paths. I think that aspect is going to be fine, but we are going to need... this could be a little bit of a problem depending on how long it takes. Oh no, because we haven't set up the station on the other side yet. These guys are just hanging here with full cargo. So the fact that this is all one segment is unfortunate, but gonna be fine. Actually, probably one whole train fits in here, so the train can get out of the way and the next train can get in. That's all fine. This corner here, with also a release into... come on, why are you not? Is it... Yeah, why are you... The trees are in the way? Whatever. I think it's going to be... There is going to be fine, because we are going to have trains coming down this line to get into these stackers to be putting their stuff where the biolabs will end up going. Remember, it's an episode about biolabs. This is not even a huge number of biolabs for the size of run we're doing, but oh well, I mean, we have a bit of expansion space, but like, whatever. Yeah, I think we're going to call the episode here. This isn't running yet, but plugging in new trains, and especially trains of a completely new size, was always going to take ages. We still need to... Yeah, this guy's got his outputs, but not all of its inputs yet. We're just going over the lake. We might even go around this, depending on... Can we actually get... We can. In that case, I think we might be doing a multi-stacker thing in here to be able to get more than one train in each of these stations, which I think is going to be a good thing. Yeah, that's definitely going to be how we make all of that happen, like so. But we're going to be moving... You've got contents, whatever, go over here. Yeah, this is going to be a successful episode that we are going to be pretty happy about. Do we actually need to... I don't know that we need to keep that signal. But whatever, yeah. We're going to have some train stuff that I'll do between, because we also need to hook up these train inputs and outputs to be able to get the red chips and the steel in here. I think we're also going to slap in a little petrochem based on this oil and this water, just to get the... I mean, and the entire reason for that is going to be sulfur for blue science, which we should be able to build in here, I guess. And... yeah, it would be nice to have the biolabs running. They're kind of not. We are still waiting for the base to build a lot of stuff. Yeah, good times. Let's actually go and do the biolab stuff, because it turns out we've been faffing around here for so long that the train that is requesting the bioflux has already taken it over to the complete other area, and we're also not building all the prod mod 2s we want because the red chips coming off the train are not actually supporting the modules build. So we can be cheeky about that as well by running this guy up here, just like so, and it actually needs to be on both of these belts, doesn't it? So if we had an insert... Oh, do I have all the stuff I need to do the biolab thing I want? Maybe. If we ran this guy up here like so, and then powered it like so, then both of these belts would be getting the red chips from the train, which would allow us to be building these modules more, because the base does need a number of... yeah, prod mod 2s for all the mining we've just added, and then also these red chips are actually bottlenecked through here. Maybe this is a thing to do with productivity bonuses, that we are now, because we are hitting things with more productivity bonuses in the middle here, we're getting out more than we expected from the same amount of coils, copper cable, and plastic. And then also I think we've got all the upgraded red chips we need for a while, which I think means we can pull back a lot of this quality. I mean, we're still using them for module upgrades when we can, and then I think we move these beacons forward as... wait, does the base even have... the base doesn't have the upgraded quality prod mods that we wanted, and also doesn't have the upgraded quality speed mods that we wanted. Don't worry about it, just smash this stuff in. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, let's not worry about whether or not I have the things I need to be able to go and do this. Let's just go to the other base. And, oh wait, do I have bots? I have bots. Good. I think I have the things we probably need. We have the sniper rifle turrets, we have the capsules we want. Yeah, so the rest of the plan of why we're not immediately tearing down this thing is... okay, we pivoted back to a Gleba science for a bit because we weren't sure we had enough Gleba science, but with all of the stuff that's just red, blue, military, sometimes space, I think we're going to leave the original labs up until such a time as we have all that stuff done and run... what are those guys doing? Are they... those guys are setting up an expansion in the least convenient position. I actually will need to put... I guess this is the first thing we can test. Yeah, we can come back to pull all of this stuff down. Actually, I should give these guys storage, because these were the guys complaining about not having storage. And then maybe I should have some number of landmines, because... actually, give me all the landmines, put half of them back, so your storage systems are getting better. Yeah, we need to... not... I mean... the especially rude thing about... my bots are not on. These guys is they didn't even put nests here for us to grab, but I think we would like to see... actually, first just, yeah, run those guys over the landmines, and then let's see... so these sniper rifle turrets are actually pretty good at a thing. Is this just... is this just straight up the nest that we capture and use for the biolab eggs? That's not really necessarily what I expected. Somewhere in here, yeah, these guys, we happen to have placed this turret range in a kind of curious way. Somewhere there's a blueprint. Yeah, this is the blueprint that I want. What are you guys shooting at over here? Is there another attack wave spawning or something? Whatever. Yeah, this guy has the settings to only shoot the things we care about and not shoot the nests we don't care about. So now we could also have... oh, actually, we can't do this with sniper turrets yet, can we? Because we wanted to have enough sniper turrets to... oh, really? I don't have any fuel? That's rude. Do you have any fuel? Yes, because you picked up a coal rock. Good times. Yeah, we don't really have all 40 sniper turrets we came back to Nauvis with. We have kind of mentally assigned to ships already. We don't have... oh, are you still on? Yeah, you just wait there and do nothing for a bit. And then we're going to wander over here and move this entire outpost soon. Not yet. I just wanted a little bit of bioflux. Yeah, the bioflux we've got 3.5 hours, which is probably more than enough. I mean, yeah, I don't want to spend another 3.5 hours in this episode, but you have that. And then also just for now, put your stuff in a box. It's going to be fine. And we're just going to, yeah, first of all, we're just going to want a pile of... Yeah, we're going to have to redo these landmines probably differently. But first of all, we just want a pile of... Yeah, also these gun turrets around the place. Although I think we want to have them somewhere where they are less likely to be intercepting other attacks. Do I have... Oh, I've only got regular gun turrets. We also did this with uncommon... Yeah, we did this with a different quality of gun turret. Oh, that are still in the other outpost that we could go and get. But we're not sure. It's going to be fine. And then all of this mess we can just leave here. Like, I would rather not have these guys running defense. And also we can just make a bunch of eggs that we're going to need for... Oh, wait. How many biolabs are we even going to make? Things I am not sure about, because it did occur to me that if we wanted... Like, how many of these labs do we have? We have 170 labs, plus the ones at the top that don't matter because they're kind of combining the inputs in a nice way. Also, can we have a if we had a biolab, would we be able to go under it with... We would be able to go under it with red belt in the best possible way, which would mean that we could have... We could do a thing like this, where we get... Yeah, so... My concerns about getting all the stuff into the biolab are now somewhat satisfied once we get the biolabs, but I think we're going to need to bring over other... Yeah, I think we're going to need to bring over other bioflux to get the number of labs we want. The first thing I wanted to do is see if there's any other expansions around here, because I wanted to do another little test of, like, pushing into that little expansion worked fine. The thing I would like to do is test maybe one of these bases. Maybe, yeah, we're going to go over here and we're going to do a little push with sniper turrets to see how it works. And... yeah, so we're still just one-shotting... If we're one-shotting big biters, that's hilarious. Okay, in that case... Oh, and they're actually shooting the nests first. That's wild. Okay, so pushing with sniper turrets works out super fine. They are great. We're going to consider that a successful experiment. We're then going to go and put all of these things on ships. But not yet, because we want to make biolab manufacture happen, and also make... can we get through those trees? Maybe we can get through... Yeah, we want biolab manufacture to happen. Maybe this... Is this one nest enough to get me all the eggs I want for all the biolabs I want? Also, like, how many biolabs are we talking here? 10? I think we're actually going to be fine, because we want 10 biter eggs in, so we want like 1,000 biter eggs, of which we already have 100, so that aspect is fine. We took some damage on these sniper turrets, no big deal. Yeah, these guys I think can stay. Yeah, let's go and work on moving over. But if we move... Okay, let's go and see how much belt... I bought another 200 belts, so we could have a train station in here behind that lane of mines. Other reasons to do all of this over here include the fact that... yeah, I think we're going to be taking eggs back on the train. We're going to have to do that differently, but yeah, we'll just have a little nature reserve over here of happy poisonous gas that lets us get this train station in... Here, this is going to be enough space, isn't it? Even if we get this up to, say, here, I think that is going to be fine. And we've got a couple of underground, so we can even run the eggs under the thing. But I think the car is going to be important. What temperature did you guys end up getting up to? Can I see what temperature you are? Full. We could have actually delivered power from this location as well. Never mind, yeah. Okay, so first of all, this whole piece of infrastructure here... including the requests, I would like that put it here, because okay, I wanted to pack all of this up. Yeah, you have all these bots. My bots turn off. You go back to the other location, because we don't actually need... Oh, wait. So we need to not destroy one of these wagons as well, because otherwise we would have to filter this again. Okay, so I've still got... Yeah, because I think this blueprint does not have the wagons in, which is mildly unfortunate, but we are going to want this... oh yeah, reasons why I want it to be in a car, I guess. This up here... And it does fit, but we've got a couple of these things in the way, which we can move. Yeah, move you over here, have more roboport coverage around the place. Put this train in like so, and then don't worry about this stuff. Are you guys going to need... Are we going to put power here? We probably should put power here. It feels even... more disrespectful. Yeah, you are overlapping, it's fine. To not also be using power where the... did you guys... Okay, we also did not put the train down, which is... the station down, which is good. Also, we wanted to have the train associated with the station, just like wait there for a bit, because I don't know if we're going to get this whole transition done. In particular, one of the reasons why I wanted a car is we've got a lot of stuff that we need to... Where is the bioflux? Is the bioflux in this storage container? It is. So all of this stuff are reasons why we wanted a car to be able to move all of this thing. And then, yeah, give me one of these carriages. We have radar coverage down there, yes. Because... we would like to be able to drop one of these carriages. It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be... Each of these guys are going to have exactly one spot where they fit, but it's probably not going to be too precise. But we want to do that first, so that we can move over these settings and then drop everything in there. And then also have... where is over... Is that... That's the landmines from this side. Okay, fine. So we're going to spread this out a bit. Yeah, give me all these landmines. Put them in the spot. The bioflux can go in this chest directly. We're going to have some stuff with bullets that we need to remember to pick up later. The idea that all of this might just happen from one... biter spawner is also pretty wild, especially given that we have all of... I've got enough inventory space, probably... Oh, we also... Oh, no, we do have... Wait, no. If I take away all your logistic spots, and you have one logistic spot, now you will have... Where is the other logistic spot? It's in here. If I take away your logistic spots, then I can also just pick these things up and pick this stuff up, and also hide stuff in my logistics storage, and no one is around to do anything about it. That is a good plan, because it means we can move all of this stuff around as well. And then we need to, yeah, basically get rid of... do we have a deletion planner that does... We do have a deletion planner that does everything except for the medium kind of pole. So, it's time for bots to pull down all this rail... pull down... Oh, there's a signal in there as well. Also, we don't really want all the trees. Yeah, pull all of this stuff down. Oh, wait, there's... Yeah, don't be deleting these... Yeah, don't be deleting these things. We kind of need those. Okay, I think then... Are you guys going to be... Yeah, we can just hang out here and wait for this to happen, isn't it? There's even not all that much stuff. Okay, so time to start picking the rest of this position up, and there is no evidence that we ever did anything bad or illegal or necessary to be reported to any kind of international crime body. What do we not have yet? There we go. Give this one also apparently... Oh wait, was there a... There was a radar down there, but it looks like the radar has scanned everything that we... Oh no, wait. We can... Here's a radar. It definitely goes further. We could, I think, leave a radar down there. Do I have... I do have a radar to leave down there, which is exciting. So we're also just going to have a little positive, knowledge-based humanitarian journey to the bottom of this little peninsula where we can drop a radar tower. I can probably craft one landfill. So that we can have, the landfill going here, and then the radar tower going here, and then we can just, like, scan out what else is happening around the place, which is going to be great. And we need to... Yeah, I think there's... oh, yeah, also we wanted signals, didn't we? Yeah, my bot's doing this actually fine. And then... Yeah, all the other important stuff is in my logistics storage. We wanted you to be able to get in here just fine, but then check the network to leave again, and then more of these guys. Also, this is the train that is going to be bringing all the stuff in, but before that happens, we should give... Yeah, get all the stuff out of my inventory, give you the bioflux, give... Nope, not like that. First of all, give you the wagon set up, and then be able to give you all of this stuff. And we're not going to be balanced across these wagons, but it's going to be fine as soon as the train turns up to... Yeah, as soon as the other train turns up, it's going to fill up these things again, and it's all going to be wonky for a bit until it gets back to the other station and lines all of those things up the right way. And then you also had stuff. Good job crashing through all of those things. I wanted this. I have some bioflux over here. Yeah, is there stuff that you guys want? Oh, there's quite a lot of stuff that you guys want. Okay, fine. So we're going to have a line through here where we are going to collect... I mean, does this mean... I think this what this actually means. Can we scavenge enough rocks to get 16 bits of landfill? I don't think we're going to be able to, are we? Because landfill is... Yeah, that's enough for 3 bits of landfill. We might have to... I was wondering if I could put a roboport in the lake in a nice defended place, except we actually don't need 16 for this 4x4. We would need 20 for a big power pole as well, which, yeah, we might come back with. But if we could drop a roboport in here to send... You know what? I don't think we're doing that at all. I think we're just going to go, hey, all of this bioflux. Let's leave... We're going to take a chunk of this bioflux home with us, but otherwise we are going to just have a box. Okay, we did get 3 bits of landfill, which is enough to go here. Yeah, this is also not going to be a long-term eggs plan. Yeah, we're just going to find somewhere where we can sneak this underground. And then I actually wanted... Yeah, I think we're going to want... Yeah, okay. These guys can... Oh, wait, we got more gun turrets now, didn't we? We got these upgraded ones. Good times had by us. Do we want... I think we're going to want... Yeah, we don't even have... Okay, we are going to need to move out these roboports just to get extra roboport coverage over here, which is a little bit of a shame. We can do, yeah, this here. All of these eggs want to... I mean... On one hand, we have... Yeah, on one hand, we have all the defenses we want over here, and they should probably be attacking this way because that's where the majority of that expansion, that's where the majority of pollution will be coming from. But also we will want, yeah, just more defenses in particular. Do we just want to be somewhat careless? We might. At which point, I think we go 2 of these guys here, another set here, another set here. I don't actually have that many guns of that kind, but the close ones can just be normal turrets. Let's spend all of the uncommon turrets here because we can. Let's spend a whole pile of bullets here because we can, and then we are just going to say, come at me, bro. Except we don't want all of this landfill stuff. Get rid of all of the landfill. Yeah, all of the landmines in all of the silly places. It's gonna be fine. We still have more landfill that we accidentally put over here. So when this guy is this, so this is also saying that we basically have a timer of 4 hours to get. Okay, 3 hours 50 minutes. Where did oh, it's still in the other box, isn't it? You guys have landmine coverage on that. I think we're also just going to do... I mean, that's so many more landmines than we need, but whatever. Special defensive area. Because why not? Get rid of these ones, we don't need them. And then, yeah, let's do special defensive area as well. This is mostly just about trying to keep the biters at a pleasant distance where we don't have to really worry about them. It may or may not work, especially as some of these places are... Yeah, there are definitely some gaps where we could have made that tighter. Oh, well, never mind. Definitely more landmines than we need. Definitely more eggs than we need. Eggs going off on the belt. Eggs lasting for an hour 25, which is fine. Okay. And also we no longer need to be shipping bioflux up here because we've got that 3 hours worth of bioflux. So find the train that was doing this, and this request here is no longer going to be bioflux. And these requests here, I think we make these biter eggs to bring back to the base, which is a curious and suspicious thing that we have been attempting... Golden biter egg. Attempting to avoid thus far. Clear this. Yeah, so we can bring in 100 eggs per journey? Is that what we want? I guess that's what we want. So we're going to get 100 eggs per journey. We're going to be taking these eggs out. This guy wants to use filters for the same eggs. And then we are going to have a situation where... I mean, this is going to be... Yeah, this also... These two here are going to be on the wagons grabbing the eggs, and bots should have all of those parts. We've now made all the prod mods, which is great, which also means we're making these prod mods again to put them on the train, which we can now upgrade to the 3s over here. And so the only remaining thing to do is actually, you know what I think we do? I think we run... I mean, arguably we should also have defenses all the way along this egg set, but I don't think we do. I think we actually grab these two heating towers and put them... Where would they fit? Are we anywhere over here, really? And then this train... come to your other location, please. Things we don't care about. And then, yeah, I think we run these guys through here, and this also gives us a way to put the eggs on the train until we've got all of them on the train that we want. That piece of belt is surplus, and then we can get, say, this far. You know what we can do? We can just that I don't actually want to give these guys that many eggs, but we can start off by giving them a decent number of eggs. And then the eggs can wander through here. The thing about this is it is only going to, like, this setup will prioritize eggs back to the base over the modules, which I think I'm fine with. But the question is, how many... Yeah, I think there are definitely some issues with that we are not going to worry about. We are going to leave all the spoilage and wood and things we don't care about over here because we can, and then we are going to find the car. There's nothing else in the car that we're worried about. These guys, we could bring some turbines, but I don't think we care. I think we mostly want to go back to the base and set up some... Oh, I needed to take the rest of this. You're taking bioflux and spoilage out, which is good. You're putting biter eggs in, which is good. Give me... okay, so if we've got 4 more... Yeah, actually, that can all spoil there. We'll probably come back for it, maybe. Yeah, let's take all of this stuff. You guys have a total of 17 construction bots, which is going to be fine. And then this train is going to come back with stuff to jump into this wagon. We are eventually tolerating all qualities of prod mods because, you know, we've got the quality of prod mods in these guys. These guys are going to be making as many of the prod mod 3s as we can. Other eggs we will ditch. This guy is going to have... Yeah, there's no way this one nest goes through another 7 stacks of bioflux in the time that we have. I don't even know if these are going to be enough for the biolabs that we want. Probably we should also be... Yeah, maybe we should be boxing them here? Unclear. Whatever. Yeah, we have not powered. Do you connect there? You say you connect to that piece of wagon. I do not believe you. Okay, so are we... We are eventually going to be... I think we can get rid of the bioflux ones for now. In fact, I think we can move it over here so we can find a better space to put these guys in. Because... Yeah, we're going to be putting this back later, but I think we're just going to build all the biolabs now and not worry about that. So all of this stuff is happening fine. We're getting more red chips through here, which is fine. The military science is going nicely. The starter patches are continuing to run down, and we need to find somewhere. I have all of the... Oh yeah, my inventory is quite full, isn't it? Over here are the places we are making capture modules. So I think we just go box here, also a request box here and here, and then we fire this stuff in. Half of the bioflux to each location, which is fine, and then you needed stuff that we are actually pretty fine to just put in the requests, with the exception of the bioflux. I think we let this guy have 20 bioflux. Yeah, we let each of these guys have 20 bioflux. It's going to be fine. There's nothing else that... Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about quality here. I think we let these guys make a bunch of capture rockets because nothing bad ever happens to a capture rocket. In fact, I think I can... Yeah, get away with doing it like that. And then somewhere we're going to want biolab production, and it looks like this is the spot which we are turning into the Logimall, which I'm not super happy about, but whatever. Yeah, you can go here. I think we are probably worrying about upgrading these biolab qualities later, but we should now, with the exception of labs. How many labs is it? It's just 1. Yeah, we've now got all the things we need to be building biolabs. We've got the reinforced concrete is pollution. The reinforced concrete is down here. We've got a ton of it. The uranium is over here. We have a Coverix setup that is fully jammed on Happy Rocks. Or sad Feynman rocks in boxes with configurations like this. We've also got a ton of fuel sitting around, which is fine. How is the grid? The grid is not even getting hit that hard. So I think we just request all of this with the exception of the... Oh no, we actually do need to request the biter eggs here as well, don't we? Continue to request biter eggs, but only like 20? This is quite reasonable amounts of everything else. With the exception of concrete, and, you know, let's manage some of these. And then I just don't know if we have the labs. We did have... If we have belt somewhere, and we can, in fact, change this power pole, get yeah, you're just going to request belt. Just request 100 belt, and then you get to make a whole stack of labs. And we're just not going to worry about it. And we are eventually going to be quality juggling these. Like, this is going to make us, you know what? Because of how far away this request is, just go and request 40 of these things, which we should find are being delivered. Yes. So we are eventually going to quality juggle all of these biolabs up to some greater amount, which means I'm not really worried about having too many labs stuck in this chest and having too many labs stuck over here, because they're all going to be biolabs that will end up being better labs later. But yeah, so you're requesting biter eggs. I think as soon as we get the uranium in here, which is on its way, I think we just let this fill up with biter eggs with biolabs for the same reason that we are, yeah, going to be quality juggling these later. Okay, so with all of that done, do I want to go and get the other bioflux that's, or bots, so yeah, you've only got 17 bots. Do I want to go and get the other bioflux that's over here? Because there's another couple hundred bioflux that doesn't need to be here. Yeah, that could just be biolab, so I think we're going to go and do that. I don't even think we're going to worry about how many biolabs we make. I think we're just going to run all this bioflux into these capture rockets. I've still got 19 capture rockets on me, so I'm happy about having... Oh, why do I have... These are bots we should have left at the outpost. Hilarious, I guess we're going back there again. But yeah, I think we're just going to blast out a whole pile of biolabs and then cut the eggs, and by cut the eggs I mean throw them into a furnace. But what this means is we now need to figure out how to actually put the biolabs somewhere. And for that, we're going to wander over to the location we kind of set aside, which is all the way over here. I think one of the other complications is we are going to have to move... We're going to have to move the cargo... We can't get through this way at all. What are we doing? We're going to have to move the cargo landing pad, which feels a little bit bad, especially as we're not moving the silos. But I think one of the other consequences of that is we already wanted to be putting some kind of personal, like, commuter rail around the place. Oh, these guys are running down as well. Yeah, we already wanted to have a kind of personal rail station somewhere, and it looks like we're having several of them rather than driving around the place when there are these, yeah, increasingly large number of trains that will not care if they hit us. In fact, is this guy... These guys have their input stacker, they don't quite have their output yet. We need to figure out how that is going to connect, but whatever. Let's figure out how our biolabs are going to fit together, but also should we do the other sciences first, because we've got... Yeah, I think one of the things we want to do is, this belt here wants to be... I think the 3 iron train stations want to be double-sided. The copper station we are only going to need for half a lane of copper for red science, and I think we can just yeah, let's get rid of... You don't even have any bots in you. We're just going to get rid of that. Let's just straight up start that here. So the expansion plan for this is going to be, we're going to build all of this at normal quality. We are then going to... Yeah, normal quality red belt. We're going to upgrade all of this stuff to stacked belts and higher qualities when we have enough stuff to make all of those things happen. The point being for the moment that this is... Yeah, if we can... I guess we're using... no, I don't think we can reliably have as many high quality assembler 2s as we would be attempting to make here. But I think we can have these guys making gears... here, and then also prod mod 2s in... Oh yeah, got to do this from the map because things... Yeah, and so I think we want to be working towards 20 science per second for the current build, which will be half a red belt, which we currently don't have. But I'm thinking about that in terms of... Yeah, I don't know how many of these we need, whatever, not even going to worry about it. Yeah, we're going to have to do green science things here as well. So let's leave ourselves a little bit of space and then go red science, normal quality, also with... Actually, with... We did that badly wrong. We should have copied the modules somewhere else and then copied the recipe. Yeah, this kind of productivity bonus stuff. And then I think this means that the output belt can go here. And then I think that means there's enough space for red and green science over here, maybe. Does that mean the biolabs are going up here? Also, maybe. Oh, I've got fish. I just noticed I've got 20 fish in my inventory. We have not used a fish so far this run, and we have attempted in several cases to save the fish. In this case, that means putting them in a very polluted lake that we might subsequently landfill. Oh well. But yeah, what I wanted to do was figure out. These guys have the. Actually, let's run, because when we go from single belts to stacked belts, we are basically multiplying everything by 4, and I am not sure whether just upgrading the qualities and of the modules and the beacons is going to be enough to make all of that like hang out in the way that it should. As in, yeah, whether or not just upgrading module quality and beacon quality and assembler quality is going to multiply the size of this by 4, because I don't plan on changing this build much after we have got most of this stuff done. So, multiple stack inserters in. Are you guys going to need more than that? I hope not. You're going to need stack inserters out. This guy might actually need 2 stack inserters out. Because it's going to maybe fill up this belt, maybe, and then, yeah, we're going to have, so this is why I think these belts, yeah, I think the copper is going to be single-sided, but I think the iron is going to need to be double-sided, and we get 3 full belts of iron out. We could have thought about those ratios better. How are we getting, because I do like the idea that, you know what we can do? We can have one of the big iron trains that we've already had set up and sitting there doing nothing, and we can actually bring you over here. Empty cargo? Yeah, we're just going to run all of these full to empty. It's going to be fine. In fact, I think I got that schedule. I did not get that schedule because I clicked on... Oh yeah, because I've got the wagon configuration rather than the locomotive configuration. I'm not standing on rail. Always a good idea to check that you're not standing on rail. Okay, so all of these guys we can just go... oh wait, do I have... Have I given these stations the station limit 2? Yes, good. Okay, so we've got all this iron coming out here. We're putting it in a box so that when this train leaves, the next one can turn up and do everything it needs to. That was not spooky. We're fine. Things are good. Yeah, so we want also these outputs on the other side of the belt. And then what I'm thinking is, oh yeah, I wanted to figure out where this is so that we could do something like, here's a box that you can be putting stuff in, and then also doing the same underground thing here, but then we move this one back and we move this through like so. Yeah, this is good. So that, oh wait, which side of the belt are you guys putting things on? And how is it both sides? It should only be one side? Yeah, there we go. We do this. And now we have... It can actually just go like that, can't it? This is going to be a plan that's fine. So these 2 boxes will have a kind of between train cache of materials. We will then be able to propagate these splitters all the way down these sides, and when we upgrade these bulk inserters to stacked inserters, we're going to... Yeah, and then upgraded the belt to blue belt. That is going to massively increase our... Why are you guys... Oh, because you are... Why did you... Oh, because you came to the wrong place. Okay, you're silly. You get to wait there for a while. And then, yeah, so we've got these 3 belts of stuff. Is this going to be... This is probably going to be... Yeah, that's right. I wanted to get all these modules in and then also get this power in so we could see whether or not we had a good number, and we're going to do this many, whether we had a good number of assemblers for the... Are we... This guy's not getting anything. That's annoying. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whether or not we have a good number of assemblers and beacons to be delivering the roughly 20 per second things that we want. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so very similar thing over here, except slightly more because green science. Yeah, we're just going to fully re-implement all of this stuff. Oh wait, are we... We actually have... Can we switch off a Gleba science? 9.2, 7.7. These guys are run down. The ships are bringing over kind of a manageable amount of science. I think we can pivot away from the Gleba science and just go back to things that are... Yeah, we want to be working through all these things that are just red and blue and green until we get the biolabs up. And this is still a lot of beeping. Have you guys built... We do need to go and wreck those guys, don't we? Do we do that? I think we do that now, while we're waiting for all these power poles to be built, and then we can come back and see what speed of assemblers we have built for that science. How do we get there from here? Sucks to be you guys. You were close enough to maybe be a candidate for collecting biter eggs. It's not quite going to work out that way. Okay, we did that kind of badly. It's probably fine. Oh yeah, my bots should be off. And then, yeah, instead of harvesting for biter eggs, we're just going to mercilessly destroy all of you. Should we trash these guys at the same time? I don't think we'd need to trash those guys at the same time. I think we need to go back and get these biolabs in place and working. Oh wait, do I have a locomotive? I have a locomotive. This is what we want to be doing. Let's just hope that there's no other train that's trying to get to that oil situation, and then we should be able to drive... yeah, this one looks like it. Oh, it's the copper one, and we haven't put any copper trains there yet, so we can actually just... Why don't I have... Huh. Manually driving trains... I guess I wasn't driving it in manual mode. I was trying to automatic it somewhere, and then it didn't have fuel. That makes some sense. This really is how we want to be getting to places now. We don't want to be driving around with our own car. We want to be not worrying about things as they fly in. And then we also can't check on the speed of the things we have built because we didn't actually power any of it. But let's look at how many of these things we're getting out. We're getting out 0.5 per second? Really? I mean, I guess that checks out, because these things usually are a 5-second craft time. But yeah, if we wanted... This means we are going to want significantly more of these things, or maybe we do just speed module these things and worry about... ships. Worry about... Yeah, because this suggests that we would need significantly more assemblers with significantly more beacons to provide the full stacks of stuff we are thinking about, which, to be honest, does make sense, actually, because this is an amount of science I was thinking about for a standard run, of which we were... Like, this is comparable to the other Space Age run I did, which was a regular Death World Marathon, air quotes, regular Death World Marathon, and now the kind of size we want to go is actually going to be bigger, isn't it? So, how many did we make? We made 12. Let's slap on... Is this another 8? Maybe that's another 8. Does this take us to 20? That takes us to 20. Let's go 16, because we will also be able to get out more, because we will be upgrading these to Prod Mod 3s and high quality Prod Mod 3s. So I think 16 is a number that I like. This beacon is going to be worth, because we're also going to have, yeah, and then the same thing on the other side. And the nice thing about, yeah, this is the kind of the degenerate layouts that I didn't really like in Factorio, because everything ends up just rows of yeah, this pattern here, everything is kind of the same layout. Just sort of these big linear rows of things that I don't find particularly enthralling myself. We are going to need more green science, but whatever. And then we're going to need, let's do that differently actually. Let's get all of this stuff out of the way and flip this around for a couple of reasons. First of all, it means that this belt here is where we're putting our inputs, which we still haven't left a lot of space for, have we? Maybe we do need to move all of this down. That's going to be reasonably easy to do, but also means that the belt of stuff that comes out, which is going to be all the way up here somewhere, red science, green science, can get into biolabs, which looks like they're going to be over here. So let's... I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with... these solar panels never were running. I think I'm okay with the idea of a... Yeah, I think I'm okay with the idea of removing all of those solar panels so that we can fit everything through here we need it. And then I'm also trying to figure out other places where roboports can go, because I don't think these ones are staying, because we've got to put biolabs here. So let's put some biolabs here. Let's I don't think we're going to worry about exactly the layout yet, but I do want... How wide are these? These are 5 wide? So if we had... Because the thing I was trying to figure out is, do we do a thing like we do down here that worked out quite nicely, where we have one lab that we don't really expect to do science, and then just a lot of other labs that also are more heavily beaconed. But I think the biolabs we want to be more heavily beaconed. We also want to immediately go to prod 3s in our biolabs, and then we also want a way of kicking spoilage out. And I was going to look at... I was wondering about how many different sciences we would need to get in here, which is going to be interesting. A lot of these are going to be from trains and or... I guess if we train stuff in here, I guess there's still the Gleba spoilage that might run out, but we could have the landing pad somewhere still near the silos and near this mall, if it was, say, over here, if we had more trains in here to take science to different places. Yeah, I think we're going to go 2 belts of stuff in, and then also another belt of stuff in. I would prefer not to be belt... yeah, I would prefer not to be belt weaving. And then, oh yeah, the thing I was going to look at is Aquilo. Actually, can you tell me how to get to Aquilo? How many kinds of science does Aquilo need? It needs 10 kinds of science, which would be 5 belts, which is these 3, and then another through here like so. Okay, so this gives us enough for 6, 10, 12, 14, 8, did I count 8? 6 and 2, yeah, so this gives us enough for 16 science packs, and we have significantly more than 16 science packs when everything gets around to it. So what I think we're going to do is have... Yeah, I think we're going to... Because the thing is, I also don't really want to do request chests, because that will drag all the Logibots to this area, and if we do that I would want to snap the Logibots off the grid, which I think is also still a thing that might happen. But if we do an arrangement like this, we can go, where are we getting spoilage out is now the question, because I was thinking about having, nope, leave you there I guess. I guess we could get spoilage out here. Wait, I think a power pole was going there, wasn't it? Yeah, power pole goes here. We have inserters in here and also here. We're going to need an additional power pole in this direction somewhere. And the thing I was wondering about is whether or not we could have... Oh, I just did Control X again. I wanted to copy this thing. Whether we could go from here to a biolab, say, here. Because the idea with that is we can then have a fast inserter here. And are we in the, yeah, because if we do this kind of thing with an inserter on the other far side and another biolab here, then we've got space for spoilage here, spoilage here, spoilage here. Use filters for spoilage. And then also having a request chest here that allows us to pull the spoilage out, but also then this here is immediately beacon space, which is a thing that we're going to want a lot of. And then I think we just go double beacon, and then the question is, if we are, how many, 20 science packs? But also we're looking at 30 to 60 second techs. So I think we are not inserter limited if we do this, especially if we get this guy up to 4, which I think is fine. So that would mean that we now have spoilage processing for each of these guys. Can we... If we run this through here and we make sure that this belt is the one with Gleba science, we can also be pulling Gleba science off as the science moves through the build. And I think there's actually another space for a beacon here as well. And then we're thinking about lining, like I think this only needs to line up, say, here. Can we move the beacon one more to the side? No, we can't beacon... Okay, may as well do that, because this is where we're going, even if we are not plugging everything in yet. We can't move this beacon to a position where it hits both of these labs. Each of these labs are only getting one of these beacons, but also the ones we care about are getting more, so that's going to be fine. And then, yeah, let's figure out how many more labs we can have through here. These guys... Where are we putting spoilage with these ones? And is it also just in the middle? And do we want to worry about being able to pass things laterally between biolabs? And I think the answer to that is no. I think we just want to be able to make sure we have enough stuff through here so it kind of doesn't matter. Okay, get rid of these things as well because we're going to need the space. You get inserters through here. Where is a place that we can... I think we're just going to go... thinking about power pole things here. Power pole there. Power pole here. Wait, what happens to... Yeah, power pole over... Okay, that's mildly annoying. Okay, power pole in the middle of the biolabs, because we need to be able to power the... Actually, if we're lining things up like this, we don't need... We could just go power pole... Oh no, we still can't go power pole here because we need to power pole all of these inserters and also the beacon on the other side. So we are just going to go power pole in the middle of these biolabs, and then this is just going to be the layout that goes, hey, biolabs all the way back here. Could we do this with... Do we want to do this with long inserters and more beacons through the middle? Because we could also go... Instead of biolab there, we could go, say, double beacon here, biolab over here, long-handed inserter. And we've still got... Yeah, even if we're swinging once per second, we would be able to move all of these packs in a 30-second timer in a way that I'm fine that this guy is not blocked. If we wanted more beacons through here. Okay, so question is, how many beacons would we fit in here if we just did rows of beacons between our biolabs? This guy is getting hit by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beacons, so 10 beacons either side. I think I like that layout a bit, so we're just going to grab this guy and go like more of these like so, more of these over here, another beacon over here, and then is this our biolabs pattern? And if it is, A, how many biolabs do we want, and B, where are we putting them? Do we want, okay, change of plan, this guy has to move. Because we actually want... beacons through here like so. That's actually pretty important. And so these guys are now at a pretty good extension. We're powering all the beacons. That's nice. This, I think, also means we can get in here with beacons. Yeah, because now we don't need to worry about powering things on the other side. Where are these guys putting spoilage is the question. Are you... This beacon is only just hitting this biolab, whereas this beacon is solidly into... Yeah, so I think here is where we get rid of all those things so we can have spoilage coming out like so. And then we have 2 more beacons, which means the only place that these guys are going to be able to get their spoilage out is here. And then we can go spoilage at the bod... Yeah, okay, so is this something like a tiling pattern or not? And do I really mind? I don't think I really mind. We could also have 2 spaces in the middle. Then it's down to kind of biolab versus beacon tiling. I think we're just going to go with that. I think we're going to go with this being the plan for... So this is what, 9 biolabs in a block? I would like to know what speed these beacons get up to. If we could know that, please. If we can... we have... Okay, so we're... Through a hilarious quirk, we actually need to move one of these guys to the side so that we can power the spoilage output in the middle. Okay, hilarious. You are still waiting for beacons, but you're getting to 6. Yeah, okay. I'm convincing myself that we actually want to drop, say, another 2 biolabs on the end of all of this, which means we now also need to think about... That one can't go any further because if it goes any further, it will no longer hit these biolabs, and so then we have more spoilage, and then we have... This one is already missing, so it kind of doesn't matter, so we can put it here. Is this as many biolabs? Actually, this one definitely needs to move because it is currently only hitting... I mean, we may as well support these guys if we can. That one already didn't matter, did it? It was already in a good place. So here, and then this guy also gets out the way. Oh, wait, this is the one that had to move over to power the thing in the middle, which is fine. Okay, are we... Oh, that's even at maximum extension. And then... These guys are also going to go through here for no particular reason. Does not matter. We could beacon these guys harder, except we don't really care. The role of this front biolab is mostly just to make sure that all the biolabs in the middle get their stuff. And then I think in here is where we're going to want a roboport, because we still have to be able to evacuate all of the spoilage from all of these biolabs in the middle. Okay, so things to do. We've got to figure out where this is going to get built. Actually, let's build the rest of this copy first, because it kind of extends down here. We're going to have more beacons through here as well. How did they get... every second row gets offset because of how we're passing... Yeah, how we're mixing in the spoilage recovery. Okay, fine. Things that we are fine with. Here's a pile of biolabs. They get a pile of beacons. This is now a tiling build that's going to get us all the biolabs we want. I think that means we need to blast all of this stuff out the way. And I think we probably need to... Yeah, red and green. We also wanted the blue here, and then we also wanted other things on trains here. And so all of that is a thing we are going to probably think about a bit. And we also need to go and put copper on a train.